From Olivia Cooke being compared to the sinister wine-guzzling Cersei Lannister to Cooke replacing Emily Carey after a time jump, these are the latest details coming from the spellbinding series House of the Dragon. Did you know that people are comparing Olivia Cooke's Alicent Hightower to Lena Headey's Cersei Lannister? Recently, the internet has been blowing up with these comparisons. Olivia is well aware of all the online chatter comparing her character Alicent to Lena's Cersei, but she doesn't see it. During a recent interview, Cooke opened up about the comparisons being made online and says, "I do think they're really different though, and I limited the amount of wine that I drank in scenes because I didn't want the comparison to be too transparent. What Lena Headey did with Cersei was so brilliant, but I think Alicent is run on anxiety and self-doubt a lot more, and I don't think Cersei has that at all. She completely believes in every blow she strikes. I don't think Alicent has that at all. She's been so beaten by the patriarchal system she's in, by her children, by trying to endlessly make things right and to walk such a narrow straight line." According to Olivia, Cersei is just so much more confident than Alicent, and for the most part, Alicent is quite unsure of herself. While House of the Dragon boasts a star-studded ensemble cast, two characters are without a doubt at the very heart of the story.
Whatever our differences, our hearts remain as one.
Oh, our hearts were never one. I see that now.
Emma Darcy's Rhaenyra and Emily Carey and Olivia's Alicent. Of course, Olivia's Alicent is a post-time jump version of the character. Did you know that the character of Alicent was greatly expanded in House of the Dragon? In celebrated author George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, Alicent is the driving force behind the Dance of the Dragons, a battle of epic proportions. A review of the source material reveals that Alicent is portrayed as spiteful, and she's not a very sympathetic character. In other words, she's depicted as a character that is easily unlikable, and she essentially fades into obscurity amidst the backdrop of civil war. The House of the Dragon TV show, however, takes a much different approach to Alicent. In HOD, Alicent is a product of her father, Otto Hightower, played by Rhys Ifans. On the show, Alicent is losing faith in the society she inhabits, but nevertheless, she continues to uphold its values to the bitter end. Now, I know a lot of fans have been wondering about the book page Alicent sent to Rhaenyra in HOD's season finale, and whether or not that was a genuine attempt at reconciliation or purely manipulation, and I wouldn't be any good at my job if I didn't have all the details. So for those of you wondering about that, here's your answer directly from Olivia Cooke herself. According to Cooke, Alicent sending the book page to Rhaenyra was not manipulation at all, but a genuine attempt at reconciliation. Cooke explains, "I really think Alicent is trying to do whatever she can to smooth over the craters that are about to ensue. She wants as little bloodshed as possible. I do think that's an olive branch, not manipulation whatsoever, but it's misplaced and it's implemented by panic rather than straightforward thinking. I don't think she would realize how much of an insult that would be." And as far as holding on to the page is concerned, Cooke explained, "I can imagine Alicent being someone who has a little box where she can find comfort in little treasures of when she used to have a little bit more autonomy than she does now. I've got to say, I'm really surprised by some of Cooke's comments. I can't imagine Rhaenyra feeling insulted by Alicent's gesture because Rhaenyra was seemingly moved by the gesture and appeared to think Alicent was being sincere." Alicent's portrayal in House of the Dragon is also bolstered by Olivia's prowess as an actor. Olivia took a deep dive when preparing for and exploring the character, and it shows. Her decision to limit Alicent's drinking, for instance, to distinguish the character from Cersei Lannister was a brilliant creative choice, and it speaks volumes about the differences in their characters. Cersei is all about indulgence, while Alicent is all about restraint and repressing her desires. In fact, Alicent is so restrained that she projects it onto others by telling them what to do and how they should live. Emily Carey is as equally impressed with Olivia's performance as we are. Carey left the series after 5 episodes and recently took to Twitter to compliment Olivia on her dazzling performance. Carey wrote, "Tune into House of the Dragon tonight to finally see what Olivia Cooke and Emma Darcy do what they do best." Carey also shared a photo of herself as Alicent alongside Olivia's older version of the character. Cast member Paddy Considine, who plays King Viserys the First Targaryen, joined in the praise and wrote, "Enter the house." Considine also gave a heartfelt goodbye to Carey and Millie Alcock after their final episode, writing, "Last episode before the time jump for these legends. It was an absolute pleasure working with the pair of you. Go forth." Carey responded with a sad face emoji and wrote, "We must sashay away. It's been a joy, Pads." For those of you who may not know, House of the Dragon is available to stream on HBO Max.
I do beg your pardon, my lords. I must greet our guests.
we're going to look back at the top 5 best moments of HOD and share those with you right now. Number 5. Ruin of the Triarchy. While the war in the Stepstones is never a primary conflict of the show, it does culminate in one of the most exhilarating sequences of the entire season. The entire sequence was brilliantly filmed, and we watch Daemon as he hacks and slashes his enemies. With perfectly timed intercuts, we watch from the crab feeder's perspective as he scans the sky for Daemon's dragon, Caraxes. Number 4. Rhaenyra vs. Alicent. After their sons get into a fight and Aemon loses an eye, Alicent becomes enraged by the preferential treatment Rhaenyra and her children receive. Enraged, Alicent attacks Rhaenyra with a dagger, but later realizes she went too far. Number 3. King Viserys' entrance. Arguably the emotional high point of HOD thus far, Daemon helps the physically weak king up the steps to take a seat on the throne. A truly special moment, enough said.
The Driftwood throne, and the next Lord of the Tides.
Number 2. The Last Supper. Here, Viserys pleads with his family to stop fighting, but what's truly heartbreaking about this scene is that for a moment, it seems as though his wishes have been taken to heart. Viserys looks around, and he sees his family laughing and dancing together. Unfortunately, this happy peace doesn't last.
How good it is to see you all tonight.
Together.
Number 1. Aemon vs. Lucerys. Essentially, the conflict between Aemon Targaryen and Lucerys Velaryon has been building up ever since the two were children. Each feels the other disrespected them and their family for a variety of reasons. The sequence in question, though, does feature some of the most jaw-dropping imagery that House of the Dragon has to offer. We see Vhagar illuminated by the lightning storms that rage outside, and after failed negotiations, Aemon and Lucerys take to the skies to settle their differences. However, both of them forget one very important thing: dragons obey no one. Despite Aemon and Lucerys pleading for them to stop, Vhagar and Arrax viciously attack one another. The result? Vhagar kills Lucerys and Arrax in one bite. After this, the Dance of the Dragons has officially begun. And there's no going back. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These were the latest details coming from House of the Dragon.
If I am to grace this fast with some answer, I will start by reminding the court that nearly 20 years ago in this very